Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's been a minute. I'm just getting over a cold. So I've been off the bike for 3 weeks. Feeling pretty good today though. Out here on the gravel ride, of course, on a beautiful sunny SoCal winter day. Enjoying life, you know. I'm up here on the other side of Mill Creek. About halfway through my ride right now. So quickly, I wanted to talk about Silca hot wax. A couple issues I've had with it so far. It is still my preferred way to lube my chain. But I've ran into a few issues that I haven't really heard Silca talk about. I watch their, all their YouTube videos they put out about questions about the hot wax and stuff. I do use their hot pot, the recommended temperatures and all that. But first is wax buildup on your cassette. So I was having an issue where whenever I was in the 11 tooth cog on my cassette, the hardest, fastest cassette or cog on the cassette, my chain was skipping. So I was wondering what the hell was going on. I thought my derailleur was tweaked or something. I did a few rides with it like that. And I was tweaking my derailleur, like wondering what was up, trying to do everything I could think of. Then I took a real close look at it, and there was a bunch of wax buildup in between the 11 tooth cog and the next one up that was preventing my chain from like fully engaging. So yeah, that's one to look out for. It's not a big deal, just I took my cassette off, took it apart, and cleaned it up real good. It's kind of weird because there's no wax buildup anywhere else on the cassette, just in that one area. So that's one. And then two is like the breakdown of the wax that's already in the pot is what I think is going on, but I'm not getting as much distance or ride time out of each wax anymore. With fresh wax and a brand new chain, I was getting shit like 200 miles of gravel riding. I do, dusty gravel riding here in SoCal. Yeah, 200 miles easy, which was awesome. Little by little, I'm getting less and less miles out of a chain, before it starts to make noise. I would say now I'm down to maybe like 80 miles before it starts to make noise. So I have a couple theories of what might be going on. Either my chain is getting like contaminated, and I could drop it into some boiling water and use some chain stripper and kind of reset the chain, or the wax that's in the pot, because I've been using the same wax the entire time. I've probably waxed this chain. I mean, I've went about 1,600 miles so far on this same wax and chain. So I'm thinking maybe the wax in the pot is like contaminated and needs to be like completely replaced. I'm gonna do both, completely reset, and hopefully that works. But other than that, I mean, I'm not gonna go over the pros of using it. Pretty much everything they say is spot on. The main reason I use it is for the distance you could ride it with in between re-lubing the chain. And then the second reason I use it is just because It doesn't collect dirt, so you don't have to spray your bike down with degreaser every time you relube your chain and clean it. Those are my two pros. I still like it. I mean, it's still better than anything I've used for gravel, so I'll continue to use it. And just, a couple things you got to look out for. Nothing big. But yeah, other than that, set on a nice ride today. It's beautiful weather. Like I said, I had a cold. It's the first ride I've done in 3 weeks. I was kind of worried that I was going to feel like shit today, but I actually felt pretty damn good. Pretty strong. You got to get that recovery in, and I feel like a lot of times we don't get enough recovery in between real life and riding. So I'm feeling pretty good today. All my little pains that I would have are gone. Feeling strong. Enjoying being on the bike again, that's for sure. When you ride bikes, man, you're addicted to that shit, and like start to feel like depression when you've been off the bike for so long. And I've been through this more than once, obviously, so I knew what it was from. But sometimes you're like, man, why do I feel so down? But then you don't realize because you've been off the bike for a little bit. This is like our meditation, our reset, our stress relief. Especially gravel riding. I feel like gravel riding is the most zen out of any type of riding. Road biking, you got to deal with the cars, man. It's so loud, and the fucking cars blasting by you. That's kind of stressful on its own. And then mountain biking, you're just so focused on going faster downhill. Gravel riding is the sweet spot for me, at least. Love this shit. Especially stuff like this, because I've been climbing pretty much all day. So when you get into stuff like this, this is the payoff of all the climbing. I say that as I come into a little climb here, but it's just a quick one. We actually got some rain here in SoCal too. Thank God. Shit was getting dry, man. I mean, even if you're not from Southern California, you heard about all those fires that we had here. That was just because it was so dry. Usually by this time of year, we've had a few rains, so fire season's over. But we went deep into the winter with no rain. And winters here are dry already because we get wind. So yeah, and the dirt's nice too. There was a bunch of big old sand pockets everywhere. Now it's just some nice brown hero dirt, as you can see. There's the view. It's kind of hazy today, but there's a coyote in front of me. Come on, coyote. Chase him down. Where'd you go? Oh, there he goes, up the hill. Lots of coyotes up here. That was a healthy one too. This trail right here is up against the mountain on the other side of Mill Creek for the locals. And it's a lovely trail. Probably one of the best trails around. I actually think it's going to be part of this year's Strada Rossa. It wasn't part of last year's Strada Rossa because I think there was too much water in the creek, so you couldn't cross the creek without getting wet. Which, oddly enough, I just crossed that creek, there was zero water. I don't know if I've ever seen that, even on dry years. They must have, like, because I rode through here, my last ride was through here 3 weeks ago, and there was plenty of water, so they must have diverted it. There's a power station right there, a hydro power station. So maybe they diverted it off for power. I don't know. The dirt's so good you can kind of let loose now. It's not so loose. Still gotta watch out for these ditches. So we got some dirt bikes that are kind of tearing things up around here. I'm not the type that really trips on dirt bikes, but it is kind of shitty when they, you know, roost out all the fucking trails that bike riders ride on. We're going up this way. Yeah, so somebody was trying to follow my route, and they're wondering where the continuation from this trail is. You go past this yellow gate right here, up towards this water tower, and then I'll show you the entrance from there. So these palm trees are your landmarks. The trail is right here, right before the palm trees. I think the official name of this trail is Lower Workout Trail. People have been riding this shit since like the 70s. I talked to a few of the old timer locals, and they talked about riding this way back in the day. Oh shit. Of course, they were on mountain bikes that resemble the gravel bike these days. These are perfect gravel trails though. You could ride a mountain bike obviously, but unless you have like a really nice XC bike, I feel like a mountain bike's overkill for this. This is gravel country. Sadly, there is no real good mountain bike zones around here. You have to drive probably about 30 minutes to get to the closest one. There's a few tiny little trail networks. The locals were working on one a couple years ago that got shut down by a ranger, or by rangers, which sucks. We weren't hurting nobody. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of why I'm on the gravel bike all the time, because there's plenty of gravel trails out here, but not much in the way of a good mountain bike network. And I prefer just the long adventure rides anyway. Mountain biking gets boring, man, when you're just doing laps on the same trails. Just trying to go a few seconds faster, you know? I think I just passed the trail I wanted to go down. I can go this way too. Now I gotta pass these fucking beehives. Oh no, I don't. Way over here. Well guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Wanted to talk about the Silca hot wax real quick. And bring it along because it's such a nice day. But yeah, I was gonna say the Strava will be in the description, but my Garmin died today. I'm actually recording with my Garmin watch right now, so it'll be 2 rides for this this ride on Strava. And hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah.